In this video, I'm showing you the best shooting guard build for current gen for NBA 2K23. This build is going to be used for mainly rec and ProAm. So we'll start with the shooting guard position. You're going to go 6'3". Your body weight is going to be 170 pounds, and your wingspan is 6'9". And I'm going to go with the defined body shape. So for your attributes, you're going to put your close shot to a 50. Your driving layup is going to be a 69. Driving dunk an 80. We're not going to touch standing dunk or post control. So with this, you get 10 finishing badges. You're going to get pretty much every badge that you need. Limitless takeoff, 3. Fearless finishers, pretty good. Giant Slayer. Every single finishing badge you need. I wanted to get the quick drops with the 80 dunk. For your shooting attributes, you're going to go 92 3-pointer. For your mid-range, we're going to go 80. And for your free throw, we're going to go a 71. Again, so with the shooting here, I wanted to make sure to unlock the gold limitless range. I think it's a must-have for any players that's going to play the shooting guard position. A lot of catch and shoot situation you can be put in. So make sure that I feel like 92 is a threshold you need to hit. But if you feel like you don't shoot that deep, maybe you could go with a lower one. Gold Agent 3, some really great badges here. We'll kind of get into the badges a little bit later. But with a 92 3 and the 80 mid-range, you pretty much hit every single shot that you get that's open if you know your jump shot well. For your ball handling, we're going to go 89. For your pass accuracy, a 79. Speed with ball, an 81. To get 21 playmaking badges. It's just enough to get all of the kind of main badges like hyperdrive, unpluckable, quick first step, badges like that. Handle for days isn't as high because I just feel like as a shooting guard position, you're not going to really be dribbling a ton compared to like a point guard. So I feel like the silver handle for days is plenty enough to get the job done in my opinion. Your defense, we're going to go to a 95 with steal. We're going to go to 87 perimeter. And that'll be it for your defense. So with this, you do have the ability to play good defense. These are the thresholds really to hit certain limits with badges. So the 95 is for gold glove. To get the 87 is the Hall of Fame menace, which I do think is a good badge. So you'll be able to get a majority of these really good badges: pig dodger, clamps, challenger, and then kind of however your play style is or what your role is on your team. I feel like this build can let you kind of do it all. And then one thing for the physicals that I like about this build, we're going to go a 90 acceleration, 75 speed. You have a 94 stamina. So 90 acceleration can make sure you can move quick. 75 speed, maybe if you wanted this to be higher, maybe you kind of drop down to an 88 kind of acceleration. This is also a good area to be. But for myself, I do feel like that I can defend well enough, and I wanted the extra to just really make sure on offense I can move really quickly and get open. So at the end of this, you have 10 finishing, 25 shooting, 21 playmaking, and 21 defensive badges. For your takeovers, here's the ones you get: shot creator, spot up shooter, playmaking, and lockdown. So it just again depends on your style. If you're playing rec or pro-am, you're really just going to be spotting up on the hash. Maybe you're kind of one of the more primary kind of defenders for your team, so you want to go with this setup. But I would suggest going with the shooting badge first, and then maybe the defensive one second, because you do have the ability to play good defense. You're not really a primary lock, but this build is close enough that it can play primary lock against some guards. So we'll see what the build name is, then we'll get into the badges, and I'll show you where I think you should put them. So it's a two-way shot creator, and then we'll go through each one. I'll tell you what I recommend doing, but of course, play styles matter. So just make sure you're being smart with where you're putting your badges, because they do matter. Giant Slayer, we're going to go silver. Slithery, bronze. Limitless Takeoff, silver. Aerial Wizard, I'm going to go bronze. And then we'll go Fearless and Posterizer. So for some of these, you really don't need, but you just have, like, really for this build, I just wanted to get the Limitless Takeoff silver, and then maybe a little Giant Slayer. But overall, adding in Slithery, Posterizer, and these other ones is just going to help you finish. So Posterizer, you're not really going to be like contact dunking people a lot, so this badge may just help you make a dunk that might rim out. Fearless Finisher, if you get taken out of a dunk, it's going to help you finish. Aerial Wizard, it's not really usable. If you do like Euros and stuff, I would suggest taking Aerial off and an Acrobat. But with this one, maybe someone could throw you a lob if you wanted to. Other than that, there's really not much use for it. Slither Finisher is going to help you get to the rim. If you use layup timing, definitely use Pro Touch. Giant Slayer, again, kind of with Fearless, if you get taken out of dunk animations, can help you finish those shots. So now for your shooting, we do get 25, so we do get quite a bit of shooting badges. We get some of the best ones, so I'm going to start on the very right. Going to go Gold Limitless. I'm going to go Gold Blinders. I'm going to go Bronze Clutch Shooter. I'm going to go Silver Amped, Gold Agent 3, Gold Catch and Shoot, Silver Green Machine, and Silver Volume Shooter. So I think that these are the best badges in my opinion. Like I talked about Limitless Range, I think it's just must have as a sharp. Clutch Shooter I think comes into play like more often than not in my opinion. If you have to take like a last second shot of the game or anything like that, this can really help you like make a tough shot. But there are other badges you could add in that maybe you like to have more than this, but I'm going to keep this one for me. Blinders, of course, defenses contesting you from the side, just going to help you limit those contest rates. Amped on Silver, also kind of controversial. I like it just because if I do dribble and I do get a little tired or something, I know that it's not really going to affect my jumper. But if you're really not dribbling, you're just catch and shoot, I would definitely move this to a different area. Agent 3 Gold, love this badge. Catch and Shoot Gold, I think it's just going to make you not miss when you do get those catch and shoot shots. Green Machine maybe doesn't have to be silver. Maybe you think it needs to be higher. I think it's a good spot. And then Volume Silver. So Volume Shooter at the sharp position I think is big. It's gonna kick in immediately, but of course as you shoot, it's only going to get stronger and make you make more shots by the end of the game. So for your playmaking, we have 21, which is kind of a lot for sharp. So again, if you're not really a dribbler, then I would maybe limit the playmaking a little bit, because if you're just really just a defensive person that wants to play shooting guard, but you're really more just catching it and shooting, I think this is too much playmaking for you. But we'll go Silver Handles for Days, Bronze Clamp Breaker, Hall of Fame Quick First Step, and then we're going to go Gold Hyperdrive, and I'm going to go Gold Unpluckable. So the reason for these badges, Clamp Breaker, since you really can't spam dribble moves a lot, killer combos isn't really usable in my opinion, so Clamp Breaker could just help you just get open for dunks. Handles for Days, of course, dribbling a lot. Hall of Fame Quick First Step, just really be able to move quickly. Same thing with Hyperdrive, they work kind of hand in hand with each other. So just making sure you're as fast as you can be. And then Gold Unpluckable is just to limit any type of rips that, those Hall of Fame glove locks can get and things like that. So I think this is a pretty good playmaking setup, but like I said, if your play style is just to catch and shoot, I definitely limit your playmaking attributes for this build. And then last, we got defense. And so again, this really depends, because some shooting guards play in the corner if you're playing with a team, but I think this is the best kind of on-ball setup. So we're going to go Gold Glove, I'm going to go Gold Challenger, Gold Interceptor, and Gold Pick Dodger, and then we'll get Silver Clamps. So we do have the ability to get Hall of Fame mana, so this is where you can kind of mess with the build. Like if you feel like you can't stay in front of defenders, I would take off Challenger, or offensive players instead of defenders. If you can't stay in front of offensive players, lower Interceptor down, or maybe even lower Pick Dodger down, and then take off Challenger completely and add all that into Menace, and it's going to just help you, the offensive player, feel a little slower. And if you feel like you're not really getting a ton of interceptor or steals in the lanes because you're only like 6'3", this is a good setup to try. But primarily, if you want to be an on-ball defender, I would definitely suggest you having some Challenger, because some of those screens you get hit, you can get kind of ghost contest or like farther away contest. I think you should keep your glove on. But this is probably the best on-ball setup. But if you're kind of off-ball and there's a primary lock next to you, maybe you kind of come out with this type of a setup where you still get a good benefit. Or sorry, it'd be this setup. You still get the benefit of some Pick Dodger, but you're not really getting hit with the primary screens. Interceptor, if you're playing off-ball, is going to be much needed because they're going to be trying to hit their sharp. Challenger, just get those contests. And this is going to be plenty enough to limit a secondary ball handler. So with that, I think that's the best badge setup for each of these. Here for this video, I'm gonna be posting a lot more current gen builds as well as the next gen builds for Rec and Pro-Am. I really need to dive in more into the current gen scene. I really haven't posted any content for that, but there's definitely a lot of Rec and Pro-Am players that I feel like, you know, could use some tips and things. So if you're interested in any tips and tricks or want to play NBA 2K with myself, I have a Discord link in the description below. So make sure to check that out. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.